Yeah, do the thing, Dan. You do the thing pretty good, actually. Go on.
Hello, welcome back to 100% or Nothing Motivation Podcast. This is episode 937. We've been busy. If you haven't missed them, go back and watch them. Today we have the return of the Hollingshead. He loved it so much that he had to come back.
That's absolutely correct.
After he had his holiday with Anth, they spent a summer holiday together. That was nice.
Can't get enough of him.
Yeah,
just want to be around him all the time.
Most people go on a
working
cruise.
vacation. There's a
working vacation. Spreading bodybuilding knowledge and wealth.
Yes,
spreading the triceps.
Well, yeah, I want to know what happened.
Let's talk about that later. That'll go off on a tangent that one. So let's talk about
we got to try
and stuff first.
We got to build up to these.
So that's the finale. Oh fuck! Now hold on.
What's been happening, Mr. Davis? Haven't spoken to you for a little while, other than quickly on the phone briefly.
Nothing exciting, mate. Same shit, just another day.
Are you back bending steel? Are you back bending some steel?
I'm back. I'm training. I'm trying to get in as regular as I can. So yeah, still training, mate. Still taking it easy, being careful, being wise. Try not to injure myself.
We know about that.
Yeah.
How's the crazy legs going? Because you've got some situation going on with the leg, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got some neurological thing in my foot that every now and again, completely randomly, just feels like someone shanked me in the leg, and yeah, it's fucking mental, and it doesn't hurt at all in between. Yeah, it just comes up when it happens, like just completely randomly. It might happen on the podcast, which would be fun for you guys. I just go, oh!
So literally, it does actually hurt. It's not like loss of feeling; it's pain.
Yeah, no, like when it happened a couple of times, and then I had one day, and it happened for like longer periods of time, and the pain was so mental I threw up.
Cool. Threw up.
I'm pretty good with pain, and yeah, it was nuts, and my adrenaline was like raging. It was anyway. I've seen like 3 doctors, 2 specialists, and no one knows what it is, so that's good.
Mate, they're useless, aren't they? I've been trying to see people with my leg, and I'm not really any further along the line of discovery.
What's your thing?
Some neurological bullshit as well.
Yeah, mate, it may as well be fucking witchcraft. As soon as they're like, yeah, neurological, they're like, oh, we shall pray for you.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Have you considered an exorcism? Because this might be that.
Yeah, get this demon out.
Yeah. So yeah. Apart from that, but it doesn't hurt when I train. So, well, it can randomly, but no more than it doesn't trigger it. So, fuck it.
Well, yeah, it can hurt as much in real life and gym life.
Yeah. So don't stop.
Train.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's been that. That's
your legs look pretty balanced. When we had a look at them out in Texas, James, like just before the arm, you could see a little bit, but I think it's pretty much even now.
It's getting up a little bit more, and I think that's just being able to bend my knees more when I train. Slowly being able to get deeper into my reps again. Because there was a time where the pain was that severe, I just couldn't get any load on my knee when it was bent. So I had to do things like quite partially. And obviously, if you just keep training partially, you lose muscle for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on the up. It's getting better. It's not there yet, but I'm actually tomorrow booked in with a friend of mine, Teresa, who has. She's qualifications on Newbie Fit. So like the Apex Neuro guys, she's done those qualifications. Yeah. So I'm in with her tomorrow. I'm going to do an actual leg session with her, with the machine attached to me and electrocute me, and then just see what's what and get some feedback and see if it's beneficial. Hopefully it is.
So will that show you what's firing and what isn't type of thing? Sorry.
Yes, we did like a mapping day where you go and basically she'll put it on different areas and see what's aggravated and what's not. Because it's funny because the areas that are actually aggravated will fire very hard when you put it on. The ones that aren't, you won't even really feel, which is the opposite way around to you.
Yeah.
Because you think you'd put it on something that doesn't stimulate. It overstimulates the areas that are basically fucked. So we've done that last week before we went away. So she's got an idea of where she wants to place these kind of things. And it's funny because a lot of it comes from hamstring, actually, apparently. So we'll find out. on the next episode of Electrocution by Teresa.
Join us next.
I'll actually get some footage tomorrow. I think I'll try and film some of it just for the informative kind of side. Not that I have a fucking clue what I'm on about. I'll just share it and be like, I'll just talk some bollocks and tell everyone that I'm the new expert
Dr.
in electrical. Yeah, just get a few new followers.
It's got a nice ring to it, though, doesn't it? Professor Hollingshead.
It does sound like a doctor's name, to be fair. I should get a PhD, shouldn't I?
Things have come a long way, I see, since the 90s. When we had a pain in the leg, we just told to rest. There weren't none of these gadgets and electric sockets, and it was just fucking go on and rest.
Just whack a load of ibuprofen and fucking have it.
What people used to see in the old days was just the big thing was take more Deca, wasn't it? Can you remember if you had a joint pain, it was like, just take some more Deca, it's fine.
Yeah. Is that even real? Like everyone used to say Deca made your joints feel
I never
amazing.
got any benefit at all from like Deca, but I think it's because it's prescribed in the medical field for like osteoporosis. So everybody used to assume that it made your joints fine. But yeah,
mate, if I take Deca, I just get I just get depression immediately upon first injection, straight away. Like I'm literally suicidal after one shot.
That second.
Yeah, literally.
Even before it's even hit the end of the round.
It's knowing. It's just the knowing of.
Preemptive depression.
Just start crying at EastEnders and stuff.
Oh, mate, that and Dynabol, you put them two in me, and I'm a mess. So don't go near that.
It's the donkey adverts that get me. You know, there's like a donkey, and it's just carrying so many bricks, and they're just like, oh no, the bricks.
Oh.
Obviously, we're hypothetically speaking here because nobody takes anabolic steroids on this podcast.
Yeah.
No, this is you just say with what's the word? Entertainment purposes, yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't you get injured and you just do Nubane? Wasn't that?
That was the old one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was good. You just become totally numb. I mean, it's
Nubane.
And it's not called heroin, so it's not heroin.
Nubane fucks a lot of people up, unfortunately. So there's obviously use and abuse, and people fucking abuse it, and they mess a lot of people up, both physically and mentally.
Do you know what would be really cool, wouldn't it, Leroy? Imagine if we could get like Steve Avery to come on and talk about those old times.
Yeah,
he used to always talk to me about that because he's from that generation, and I'd love to know more. Like I would happily reach out to him and say, "Can you come on and share some stories?"
Yeah, we all have some 90s stories.
Nice to see him.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? I think he's going to come down to the gym next week. I think he's going to pop and see me on Tuesday, which is I haven't seen him in ages, so should be cool. Anyone that's listening that doesn't know who Steve Avery is, shame on you. Fucking shame on you.
The master poser, isn't he? The master poser.
Oh,
I was going to attempt to do some posing there, but I will just leave that for
a master of when you go one way then the other and it just looks flawless. It's just like still to this day, even in his like older state, he still pops a little pose here and there, and it's like, wow, still get mesmerized.
Right, gents, what topics do we have for this evening? Because like I said earlier, it was kind of like a short notice, unplanned podcast. So we didn't put any questions and answers out there. So, Dan, what would you like to discuss this evening?
Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about New York Pro.
Yeah, I don't think Nick didn't dwarf everybody as much as I expected him to. James, let's hear your opinion, because obviously you're still in the mix. These are the guys you're going to be going against very soon. So,
yeah, I think Nick looked tremendous. I just think the only thing that hurts him, and I consider him a friend, it's just the front shots on the legs. Just they're such big legs from every angle, despite the front. And I don't know how, because it's like you turn him side on, legs are incredible. You put him in the back, and no one's got legs like him, not even Mr. Olympia. Like you look at Nick's legs from behind, they've got the best overall structure and shape. Yeah. Just from the front, they just look a little bit slight and short, and it throws off the front shot. But then the upper body, you can't deny the amount of muscularity and the condition that Nick has on those body parts. So I can see why he won. I think it's a fair call. I think Martin looked tremendous, and if you're like a bodybuilder and you love a bit of, well, not if you're a bodybuilder, if you're a guy that likes shape, then you're going to be a team Martin. If you're a guy that likes mass and like monster, Marcus Rule, any guys like that, then you're going to be team Walker. And they both looked fantastic. And to be fair, even people all the way down the lineup, even down to like third call out, looked really, really good. So overall, it was a great show. But I can see why Nick won.
I think the Nick thing is it's good. They used to say like he has a gut. He doesn't have a gut, but that section is just a lot of him, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
he's just built there.
yeah, like just that, and the length of it. It's like his legs.
It's long.
Yeah, his legs are like his femurs are really short compared with like his torso. So obviously, like how he's able to get that sort of mass. But yeah, you're right. It just doesn't quite have the wow from the front. Like, I mean, obviously it has the wow, just not the same. Yeah, just not the same as his other shots. And like you said, from the back.
Oh, mate.
I mean, what I thought was the 212s were fucking mental.
Yeah.
Like, is his name like Ole or something?
Yeah. Condition. Ooh.
Like I've not seen condition like that in a long time. I mean, obviously I'm only watching videos, so I don't know, but like the guy turned to the side and the striations in his glutes, like it was. I mean, he won obviously, but I haven't seen that level of condition. Obviously, he's massive as well. That's made me go, oh, gosh.
If you keep up to date with him on Instagram, you look at his condition even like 6-7 weeks out, he's ahead of the game. Like, oh my, like inside out peeled. And he didn't really necessarily say what show he was doing. And I'm just like, he could go on stage tomorrow. And he's been like that for weeks. So yeah, he's been down in that dirty, you know, that hard kind of where it starts to play with your mind condition for weeks. So yeah, he's obviously a very solid character and can sustain that kind of shit. You know, it's like, yeah.
Well, you see condition when you've like been in condition, and you just think like that's a thing. What it takes to be there, and for prolonged amounts of time, it's like
incredible,
mate. Just from the back as well, like it just drive through and through. The condition was there. The mixture of dryness, actually, kind of like Nick was in. But then you looked at the 212 win, and it's like, even like, you know, it kind of like took away from like that.
There's like these levels of condition. You can be proper hard, but then you can be like even further along the line. And that was, I suppose, you know, Nick was proper hard. And then Oleg, I can't pronounce his name because I'm terrible, but I talked to him. He's a nice guy. That kind of condition is like, if you took any more fat off that, it'd fucking pass out.
Yeah, he'd be dead.
Yeah, there wouldn't be he couldn't live because the last bit of fat's probably around some of his vital organs. It's probably like Dorian back in the day, you know, with the whole foot thing, can't even walk properly because his feet are got no fat pads left.
But I think when you get like, I think when you get like 250, 260, 270, even when you are like rock hard shredded, just because there's that much tissue on there, you just lose a little bit of separation, don't you? Because you got that much packed together. And that 212 guy's got the exact opposite quad from Nick. If you look at that 212 guy, his vastus lateralis kind of inserts pretty much at his waist, and it's just like this long. And obviously, Nick's is a little bit short, isn't it? It's a little bit short on the vastus lateralis, so sweep type of thing. So it's never going to be like it's never going to appear to be a huge quad, is it? Because of just the way it inserts and
its insertion.
The origin.
Yeah, it's like you said, it inserts lower than other people's. You know, you look at like a Sean Roden. It comes off the hip, and then the illusion of sweep, even though if you measure the leg, it's probably the same freaking size. It just makes it look bigger, doesn't it? So half of bodybuilding is insertions, isn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah. The guys that we look at, we're like, wow, look at them. Normally, it's not even muscle size, it's insertion.
Yeah. It's like when someone says, I want to work on my like outer sweep, I think there really is a limit to being able to target one part of. How can you only train that? They're called the quads. Like, it is going to be like the genetic makeup of it. But Nick makes up for it, like where you can, like adductors are like roped together to the knee.
Yeah.
Like he is ridiculous. I think at some point he probably should have the veins taken out of his legs.
Yeah, if it's going to cause like, you know, I don't know how severe it can be with like issues of actual health. Because my mum had varicose veins, but I feel like they're not as extreme.
Well, there's that because I had mine all stripped out.
You did, didn't you? Yeah,
yeah,
you did.
And because they can clot, and so mine clotted, and I had them out. So there's like levels of like how much they dilate, I guess. And he's in the realm where you couldn't just have them because you can have them like injected and they don't die.
Yeah, you can do that.
Actually, have like them like out, which. Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd be back in work the next day, and I was pretty fucked for a few weeks.
Oh, really?
52 incisions to take them out. And also, when you're muscular, it like binds to them, so they were like stuck.
I can't imagine what that would look like or feel like.
Yeah, what they try and do is they put wire, they cut them in the groin and feed wires down into them, and then it like goes,
Oh.
and they kind of like a sleeve turning inside out. They try and rip them out.
Oh,
But mine just snapped loads.
yeah.
And they just go in and pick them out.
That's Stan's excuse for having no calves.
Yeah, that's why I've got no calves.
But
There's no.
like
Don't
honestly,
stick up for him, James. Don't stick up.
I'm going to say that like you are essentially getting
Yeah,
less blood flow to certain areas, aren't you? For a time.
Well, potentially. I mean, they say they're superficial veins, but
Are they really?
I
Are
mean,
any veins
surely
superficial?
more veins is better. Otherwise, you wouldn't have them.
Yeah, interesting.
Like, surely, if you're like more veins or less veins, you're like, I will go for the more.
Yeah.
If you
That's
can.
why I've got shit calf, because I've got poor blood supply to the low limbs.
Yeah.
Because of diabetes.
Caesar's diabetes. Yours is varicose. Fucking hell. What's yours, Lee? Leroy's got good calves actually, so
Yeah.
he's got no excuse.
Leroy, this is this question for you actually, because lately, like, it seems like the last maybe, I don't know, 5 years, everybody has huge adductors because everybody's doing additional adductor work. I mean, I didn't, in my competitive years, I don't think I did one single adductor direct exercise. Did you guys ever do any adductor work, Leroy? Or was it just your stance on squats or whatever?
Just squats, hack squats, Smith squats. Now and again, you know, the equipment. I mean, I suppose had we known about them exercises, then maybe yeah. But we didn't know much about them. And I mean, the way we looked at it, we probably never needed them.
Let's be honest, right? Without sounding like I'm not trying to sound sexist or anything, but in the time, that exercise was just looked at as one that the ladies do. It was, it was always, if you went in a gym and they had a ladies section, the abductor was always in the ladies section. It wasn't even in the male section, because I remember it was the same in my old gym. Upstairs in the ladies gym only, they had an abductor and an adductor combo. Main gym didn't even have one. It wasn't really an available thing.
But it was considered, you know, the ladies exercises not for men.
Yeah. That's why women typically have fucking more sweep on their quads than the geezers, probably, because of all the fucking adductor work. But yeah, I started doing it because of Jordan, really, if I'm honest. Because
he was the guy. He was the guy who changed that 100%.
Yeah, just because, you know, when someone's just so about progressive overload, they're like they got a list of exercises and they just keep adding every exercise to the list. We have to progress every lift. So it includes forearm curls and freaking, you know, progress everything.
Gym pin in the adductor machine. I've seen the gym pin go on the adductor.
I know, gym pin everything. It's like, well, yeah.
I do look at some of the stuff and I think, I'm glad it is.
I am as well, because like, obviously we've bought stuff for the gym each, and I said this to Anth when we're away. Unfortunately, you know, Prime is stuff that he bought. So I know if he busts one, then he's just going to replace it. So I'm like, praise the Lord, because I would hate that to be me having to replace stuff just because of that. Freaking hell. Yeah, man.
Jordan seems to be doing a lot of like 2 and 3 reps and stuff as of late. I've noticed.
He's a psychopath.
Is there any reason for that, James, or is it just because he likes moving heavy load? Or
he just loves it. He's just his way. He just loves it. And like, I laugh because when I talk about Jordan, or I talk to anyone about Jordan, I'm like, you're looking from the outside and he's as mental when you know him as what he appears. And you just let him be. Like, I just let him, even with everything, you know, business, whatever, just let him be because he's crazy. And yeah, he just loves, like, he did a 1 rep shoulder press the other day with like 5.5 plates or something on the Smith. And I'm like, if it was anyone else, I'd be like, don't fucking do that. But because I know Jordan and I know how he operates and his mentality, I'm like, fair play, you do that. I'll leave you alone in the corner. It's like
also,
poking the bear.
He has kind of always done that sort of stuff. Like, if you were going to go from like me, who's done a 1 rep since I was like for forever and started doing 1 reps, I just snap everything off. But it's not alien to him. He goes in these cycles, doesn't he?
Yeah. To be fair, I was always the same. If you look back over my training over the years, bench press, squat, I've done a 1 rep max bench press pretty much every session on chest before I did my working set. Nearly every time.
I remember
I
remember seeing it and you posting about it. Like, I'm used to doing it, maybe don't do it.
Yeah, I would always say, because again, if you're not training your muscles to do that, it's dumb. And I know Leroy would agree. You wouldn't just suddenly, you know, push your body to a limit it's not used to doing. You gradually get there. So the 1 rep thing for me was something that I had implemented since I was a teenager. So every session since I was a teenager, pretty much on chest included a max effort bench press followed by a set of 8 to 12. That was my approach the whole time. And squat was pretty similar, but the only difference was with the squat, it was like a double and then my set. Because I found a double to be something safer for a squat than, you know. Same with deadlift. I used to do the single rep deadlift and then do my working set.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's smart for every movement for sure. Like I wouldn't do that. Imagine doing like an EZ curl with like 1 rep max.
People
Strict curl, 1 rep max.
Yeah.
I've never done a 1 rep max on anything in the whole, like, Jesus, I've trained for like 30 plus years. I don't think I've ever done a single on anything. Have you ever done a single on anything, Leroy, when you were younger and stuff?
No.
A little test of power, a little test of the.
No, to be fair, when I was like I did what James did. I do power stuff first because it was fun, and I did used to do singles. I did. I think I probably only stopped once I got a little pec tear here and there, and yeah, the loads got a bit kind of scary. But then you're like, yeah, do a double because the weights thing, and then I've seen you do 300 for 8, so it's like, well, that's quite scary anyway.
Do you know who I blame for this kind of training? Really, I actually blame Kevin Levrone, because I used to watch a lot of Maryland Muscle Machine. Obviously, has a great VHS. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
And he's like a couple of weeks out, and he's doing like 5-plate bench for like 2 to 4 or something. So it was the norm for my brain to know that low rep sets were okay. Didn't realize at the time he obviously had 2 pec tears. Didn't even have a clue. It was only like later I was like, oh shit, yeah, he's had 2 pec tears. But I think that's why it's just what you see in it. If you grow up seeing that before, because social media wasn't around, I didn't have the influence of sensible training. I had the influence of what I knew, and what I knew was people wiggling on a bench to get 1 rep out and screaming. Because I learned from scaffolders and like regular people how to bench press. So I didn't learn from bodybuilders really. And then obviously it was reinforced by looking at Kevin Levrone train, and I'm seeing him train so heavy that I thought, okay, I've been doing this right this whole time. But it's definitely not the most sensible thing to do. And you kind of know in your body what you're capable of, but at the same time, we'll talk about later, because we've got another subject to talk about. You never know when something's going to happen. So yeah.
There's an area of risk in any of it.
Yeah, and I will say this, Dan, that you have to not give a fuck about risk if you want to be a champion. It could end your career, but it could also be what makes your career. But that's the lottery of it.
I believe in that a lot, but you know, the longevity thing, the health and stuff. Yeah, cool, the best you can, but you're gonna have to throw some caution to the wind, you know. And that's not just this sport. If you're putting down to like be the best, you're gonna have to take some risks, and they might fail.
Yeah, you
know. But if your concentration is on being 100% safe, you're probably not gonna be able to take it there, are you?
Dude, guys, like every time I squat, if someone even Leroy, if someone even mentioned to me, are you not worried? I would be very angry at them because they've thrown it off. The whole point is that you go into what you're doing with absolute faith that you are able. So yeah,
you're right. Someone can throw it off. I'm like, did you see that video? Or are you sure? Yeah. Or like, oh my god, well now I'm fucking not. You can't.
Yeah. And a few times that's happened in the gym, I've actually pulled back from what I was going to do because I'm like, you're jinxing this event.
It's the jinx thing. Because if it happened then, once you've said it, then you've definitely fucked it.
Yeah. Sorry, Leroy. What was you going to say, big man?
I was going to say, pushing the boundaries. There's no harm in pushing the boundaries. Had we not pushed the boundaries, we wouldn't be where we are today with the weights people are pushing. You know, and the reps are doing. So, yeah, I've never done a low rep. Never. My lowest rep has been 5 or 6. But pushing the boundaries is something we've all done. We've all had to do.
Sure. Leroy, with those kind of, you know, set reps of like 5 and 6, having like a training partner like you did for a lot of your time, would they all be your own, or were you happy to kind of push for like a really fucking hard 4 and then maybe get assistance for the 4th and the 5th rep? Yeah. So you're kind of like,
Yeah, the way we used to look at it is, if you'd done 6 reps on your own, and then you were spotted for 2, then it was right.
Okay.
If you got 4 or 5 reps out, you kept going until you managed to get that 6 reps out on your own, and then you got your true spot. So, you know, and if you started struggling at 4, you get your spot for 2. You take it to 6. So
Perfect.
if you've done 6 reps on your own, it's too light.
Yeah.
It was too light. You put the weight up. But you never put the weight up until you reach that 6 rep.
Yeah.
On your own without the spot.
Yeah, I like that. That's what I mean. That just gives clarity to an age-old question, really. And I do believe that's still a good way, because when I am able to have a training partner, which is quite rare because I train alone a lot, I opt for a spot over any other form of intensifying a set, because I think nothing compares. So I like to aim for, personally, like I say, I want to get like 4 to 5 really hard ones myself, and then I want assistance for 2. And I feel like those 2 reps you get, they're the 2 reps that make the session.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're the ones that split the fibers. They're the one that's deep tissue shit, that is, and that's what you're after. And that's what you should be after. It's nice to actually see and hear that when I'm in the gym looking around and watching people train. Not many people do that. They haven't got the forethought and the sense to do it.
Man, they're the reps, Leroy, that make me feel alive. They're the ones that when I'm going through them, I'll jump off and I'll smile at my training partner and laugh almost with insanity. Like that was the fucking rep, man. Like I love that shit. Obviously, not every exercise you're really able to do that.
I watch a lad do a set, and you know he's put the bar back too soon. The spot, his mate hasn't spotted. You got to always say, mate, you had another 2 reps there, and he get his little book and go, oh, he doesn't say that there. He didn't say that. Oh no, can't do 2 more reps. No.
Yeah, that's the problem with yeah, that's my problem sometimes. Like I do appreciate logging, and obviously, again, Jordan and people are keen on logging, but a lot of people use it as an excuse to just beat that number, even if there was more in, and then put the bar down. So, like, let's say they got 8, and then the next week they get 9. They hit 9 and they just put it down. They're like, oh, but I beat the book. Nah, man, I feel like on a day you should go for whatever you can go for, maximum effort.
Then boundaries, mate. There's boundaries. We've got to keep pushing them. Push the boundary.
For sure.
Well, yeah, also sometimes you walk in, well, not so much now, I'm like 40, but sometimes I walk in and just be on fire.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to think about whatever. I'm going to put on a plate aside more. Like,
yeah, fuck this 2.5.
Just go and find out.
Throw the biscuit out of the way and say, give me a plate.
And I think, you're right. Like the logbook, if people are not adventurous enough with it.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the game, you can add some stuff.
Yeah. I think the logbook's like more a true logbook user is a Jordan, because he'll, he's someone that'll put 1.25 aside on top of something that's already bonkers just to do it. And that's how you should be. That's the mentality you should have, rather than playing safe.
I think a lot of these people who are actually using the logbooks, it's just fucking fashion to them. They don't know why they do it. No one's actually sat down and explained to them what it's all about. They're just doing it because he's doing it, she's doing it. It's fucking fashion thing, ain't it?
Most of bodybuilding now is a fashion thing, isn't it? That's right. You're going on. Sorry.
Would we agree, James, that maybe like 2 force reps is enough? Because sometimes I see somebody give like, when I say force reps, it's like not assistance. It's like, right, come on. And they give them like another 5, but they're like, right, we're on the 5. I would say for me, once you've done 2 good, well-spotted force reps, that's probably enough, not like 3, 4. Or if you want to go further than that, it's probably 2 force reps, like 1 negative. Possibly 2 negs. Because these overkill, isn't it, as well?
If you like Dan just said, sometimes you walk into the gym and you're ready for battle, and you put last week's weight on. Yeah, let's say we've done 4 plates aside, and you fucking hammered 6 reps. So you put your 4 plate back on, and then you put another, 1.5 kilos or something either side. You get the hand in the bar and you bang out 8 reps on your own. Now, the guy who's spotting they should know, but just by the feel, if you're doing them reps on your own.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when you start feeling the pressure on your finger and the weight, you know that they're going to start to struggle. That's when you're kicking for them 2 reps. So it may be you've done 8 reps or 9 reps on your own, and then you've done your 2 force reps, your 2 assisted reps or a negative rep. So you've taken the set further. Again, it's a boundary you've taken. So the next week, you don't have to write that down, mate. It's all in your head, but you've got to do that again next week. But you might come in the following week and drop a couple of reps. You're just not ready. Your attitude's not right, and you ain't got it. But you keep working, you keep working to beat last week. That was our aim. We try and beat last week's workout. You know, not crazily beat it, but beat it.
Yeah. Thing is, as well, what you were just saying there, that's a skill in itself. Like a spotter should know, they shouldn't be the type that comes in too early to a set, because that's a big thing that pisses me off. One thing I hate is when they're, you know, when you have like a random person in the gym and you ask for a spot and they're just an untrained spotter, and it's not necessarily their fault because they just don't do it often, and they just don't understand the point of which to enter the set, and they come in too early, and then they actually buy you reps, and it's like I didn't want to be bought. I didn't want to be bought reps. I want to achieve failure. So you should just be there, and then like you said, as soon as my shit starts to slow down and you can see that I've lost quite a lot of that drive and power, all I want from you is the percentage that I'm not able to recruit myself. I'm still going to be able to probably do 90% of the rep. I just need that 10 from you just to complete the rep. That's all I fucking want.
Keep that
way. And they come in. Yeah, the biggest mistake they make is they come in too early and they give you 100%.
Yeah, too early, take too much away. One of the things, I mean, even when you've got a good partner, a good trained partner, one of the things we always used to explain to them or talk about is you've got 52 weeks. If you train your body part once a week, that's 52 weeks a year. So that's 52 workouts in reality. But you might have 2 weeks on holiday. You might have 2 weeks away from the gym holiday. So that's down to 50 weeks. You might have a week off over Christmas. So that takes you down to 49. You may be ill or injured for a couple of weeks. So let's say we're looking at, say, 47 weeks, 47 workouts per body part per year. 47 doesn't sound much, and it isn't much. So each session on each body part is important.
Yes. When
you do your last set, the set that's going to build muscle, the set that's going to make you grow. If the spotter comes in too soon and they take that weight, that set is fucked. It's ruined. We've got to then wait an whole week to hit that set again. So that to me is a very important thing that the spotter should know. And the way for them to get to know it is to practice it. Yeah. To practice it, to work. But look, it is hard to get hold of a regular partner that you know train with on a regular basis. That's the problem nowadays. I mean, I don't know what it was, but years ago, you had the same partner for years and years and years. You were buddies. You worked in the gym, and you stayed together. I don't know what's happened nowadays.
Do you know, it's because everyone just moves all the fucking time. Like, I don't know, like everyone's living this life on the laptop, and they just go, "I'm going to move here, there, and everywhere," because their job now is telling other people how to eat, which is a fucking weird thing for most people. I don't know why they need to be told how to eat. You know, it sounds not condescending. It sounds what's the word? I forgot my English. Dan, you're good with English. It sounds like what's the word? Anyway, I obviously have a coach, so it sounds stupid me saying it, but I don't have a coach to tell me how to eat. I have a coach to try and peak a physique for the stage. Anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, because everyone now has these jobs where they're like, all I need is my phone and my laptop, blah, 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 blah. We can go where the best gym is. And then they're there for 6 weeks. Then another gym opens. They go there for 6 weeks. Like, I notice people will move for an Ultraflex. They'll move for a gym like mine. Then they'll move to London. And they all want these different experiences. So it's hard to have anyone that's fucking stable these days with where they train and what they, get in a training partner. Anyway, that was a little rant about that. That was totally unnecessary.
I think we spoke about that. We spoke about that a couple of weeks back, didn't we? I think we haven't uploaded that one yet. But we spoke about that. Like nowadays, you don't see anybody with a regular trainer partner in the gym now. A lot of people train their own, or they kind of switch around, different groups, etc. But I personally, if I'm having a session, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't go as hard now, but if I'm training with somebody new, I generally won't do any force reps, etc., just because I don't know how that person spots. And when we're speaking about the kind of stepping in too early, I also feel that some people always kind of, if you see me spot someone, I'll always have my hands ready near the body part or something. So you won't see me back here. It might look like I'm helping, but I'm not touching. I'm just ready. Because that's another killer. If someone's in the middle of a rep and they hit a static and you miss that, like, to keep it moving, you fuck the set as well, haven't you, type of thing. So I will always have my hand, or if someone's on chest, I have my hand at the elbows ready to kind of step in when I need to. Because someone just commented on the video of Leroy, not yourself, Leroy, the gentleman from the States. He was like, he had his hands on my elbows. He wasn't touching the weight. He was just ready to kind of spot.
He was just being ready, like we say.
And
now.
another thing is, there's a weird one. You might, this one's for you, Leroy. So when you spot somebody, I tend to, like you say, if it's chest, I'll grab the elbows. If it's legs, I'll grab the ankles. Like, I would rather like spot from the body part rather than the machine, if that makes sense. But I had a guy comment saying, "Oh, you should be spotting from the wrists on a dumbbell press." I don't think that's very safe. It's a bit of a strange one. Have you ever spotted anybody?
Yeah, dumbbells are elbows. Dumbbells are always elbows. Barbell pressing
are elbows, yeah. Unless it's just Smith or
dumbbells,
heavy,
with dumbbells, because you can't grab onto the wrist now. It's not just that. If you drop your elbows in position where you know he's full rep stops before he does the positive, where the negative stops, your hands are there. He touches your palms with his elbows. That does two things. One, it lets him know that he doesn't need to overstretch. That's it. That's the negative. No more. You're going to do the positive now. And the second thing is, it gives him confidence that he knows you're there. So if he does struggle, it does go wrong, you're going to cup his elbow. You're going to finish the rep with him. So barbells slightly different. I have my fingers under the barbell.
Yeah.
While he's moving it, and then when I feel the pressure,
that's Leroy's spot.
I grab hold of the bar then, and then we move the bar. I say grab it. I grasp the bar and I move it with the positive.
Yes, so you give minimal assistance, Leroy. I'm going to attest to that.
Yeah, and again,
it's correct assistance.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a reason behind it. You see it again. I'll use an example. You got a lad benching, and his mate bent over him. He's got 3 plates aside. And there's no fucking way up on this earth that lad's pushing them 3 plates aside. The guy's doing bent over rows. Come on. Yeah, put it back. And I do. Yeah, you've done them all yourself. And then now it's E-set. He's fucked. He's burnt out now. He's blown out. He can't do E-set because he's put that much into the fucking bent over rowing. I learned with me and with people I train with, if you've got to exert yourself spotting, and this is what I mean about the 6 reps. If he does the 6 reps, you tell him that was too light. If he does 2 reps on his own, it's too fucking. If he does 2 reps and you've got to spot it for 4 or 5 reps, that's too heavy for him. And you've got to be honest with him, it's too heavy.
Well, this is what we said. It's about you should only be given 1%. Like that's why it makes me laugh because Leroy, I can have Yannicka spot me, on a squat with a lot of weight, and people are like, what's she gonna do if you fail? She'll do enough.
Yeah.
She'll do enough because my failure point is going to be a few kilograms. I'm not failing with all that weight. I'm not taking a. So let's say I do a set with 260 or something, and I'm banging that for 12 reps regular, and I go for a set of 15, and the last one's a struggle. That last rep doesn't weigh 260 kilograms for Yannicka. It weighs probably about 15 to 20 to 30 maximum. So, and also what people don't get. You don't need a super duper strong spotter unless you're an idiot that's lifting too heavy, like you just said there. And that's the only scenario where that matters. Because if you're failing total failure with weight, I mean like total, then it was too heavy for you because you're not gonna get total failure on the 15th rep. You're gonna get total failure on rep 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And then you went too heavy anyway. So that's always been something that's like bugged me when people are like, oh, what's she gonna do? Or what's he gonna do? Even if the guy, I used to train with a gentleman that's a lot smaller and a lot slimmer than me. And it's the same thing. He'll do enough. Trust me, he'll do enough because I know I'm fucking strong. So that idiocy. Yeah.
And
like
again,
you said,
you know the weights. You know what you're capable of pushing. You know that in your head.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, I mean, you do see some lads they're sort of goaded on. It's like his plate loading thing. Again, example. He's done 3 plates. All right. He's done 3 plates. His man's bent over and done the 3 plates with him. Oh, that was too light. You can do more. So what they do? They bang on another. They don't bang on a quarter of a kilo. No, they bang on another 20.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Oh, that's 40 kilo. You see him do it on the leg press. They bang on 10s or 20s. They're not moving up in 2.5s or 5s or whatever. And again, they lift it off, they drop it down, and they're not moving it. The lads are moving the weight forward, and they're not honest with them. Another thing about the spotting is, again, when you feel that person around you with grip, it's giving you confidence. It's giving you a confidence. It's giving you a peace of mind.
Yeah.
So you're going to go for that rep. You are going to go for that. You know that if you can't get them last 3 inches, that person behind you, they're going to make sure you get that last 3 inches. So, but again, it's a training partner thing. You know each other, you work with each other, you train with each other, and that it can only work that way if you've got a regular partner that's got the same goals as you, that wants to train like you, that wants to push the barriers.
It's an art, and this is the thing. We've all trained with Leroy, and one of the things, obviously, as a spotter, physically, you're an artist, but you're a guide. The comms in the set are like, if you say there is a one more, there is.
Yeah.
You're not going to say there's one more when there's not, and do something like stupid or put someone in danger. If Leroy calls 1 rep, it's because the fucking is one, and you can trust, and then you can you have to just do the thing.
Yeah, because Leroy knows the amount of force he had to apply to assist you. So if he knows he's only applying a very small amount, he'll call 1 more rep, which is, again, now it's the intelligence of the spotter as well, which is just as important as the intelligence of the trainer.
Yeah,
you both have to be in synergy with that level of understanding of weight, load, and resistance, I suppose.
And it is so rare. I mean, when I'm spotting as well, I think something that a lot of people don't do is get yourself in the strongest position.
Yeah, for sure.
It's easier to apply small controlled spot when you're in a strong position, rather than trying to do it like,
well, that's why
everything. And for the Annika thing, when they're like, oh, what's she going to do? If you're like, what's anyone going to do with 260 squat? Like,
well, exactly. Like, if I truly didn't have any of the power to give to that rep,
most people, I'm going to do a fucking Zercher squat for you with you on top of it.
Exactly. It's dumb.
I like the thing on spotting, because it is so important, and it is something that at times in everyone's life we've had that like person, and it is golden. I've said, like, people, if you can find someone, and even if it puts you out of your diary a little bit, it'd be worth it. If you're synergized and you can build a relationship, you've got the same goals, like, it's worth like syncing up.
You progress the most during those times. My physique has progressed the most during times with a training partner with 4 reps and someone shouting in my fucking ear saying, let's do another rep. Like, I had a training partner for lockdown who was the manager of my gym. We trained together. He was a little fella compared to me, but he applied himself, and I won 2 pro shows that year back to back because I had such a good off season and prep, because the amount of force reps that added up over that period created new tissue, and the density that I got from that was unparalleled. And when you don't have a training partner, you don't get that.
No.
So I think a training partner is the fucking best thing. That's why sometimes I like say to Anth, like, lately, I'm like, man, I wish I was like, he's like, you got to come up to Durham and fucking stay put for a while and make it like a regular thing, because it would. That's why I put a post actually yesterday. I was like, if I trained with Anth for a year, I'd be double size, because I know I would, because that's the best formula to growth, in my opinion, is having a training partner.
Yeah.
I will say, when I don't really do 4 reps and legs and stuff now, I'm not in that space type of thing, but I will say that when I used to do 4 reps and negatives, that was usually the most soreness I ever had. Like deep soreness in the tissue. Nowadays, I tend to do like drop sets and stuff just to keep going, because it's just a little bit safer. Different time now. But yeah, I would definitely say the 4 reps and legs were the times when I definitely got the most deep soreness in there, and that's still just from like the 1 set to failure, and obviously you're going beyond. So
yeah. Also, though, even just besides that, from an emotional standpoint, it's the funnest way to train.
Yeah,
like, it's stimulating. You come out of training like, we actually fucking did something today, which is not always the case.
Yeah, I do like training on my own at times, like an escape. But if you've got the right training partner, it's not like the other people. You
don't speak anyway, really. If you're in like a regular kind of setup, you don't really speak to each other anyway. It's just thumb up, this, that, 20 on, whatever. Yeah, obviously, we said this before when we meet up. when we meet up, because we don't meet up that often, we do chit chat a
Social.
little bit. But if that was like a week in, week out, kind of like let's get down to business, we wouldn't be chit chatting as much. There would be just very little conversation going on. Just
We
training.
all know those silent workouts. You know, I remember being like a few weeks
the
out
best
with Steve
ones.
Avery from the British. Yeah, man, all we're doing is going,
Yeah.
just like, no, your set, my set, and then yeah, that's it.
I
They're the
always
best
say
ones.
to Leroy when he comes to visit, like sometimes, you know, again, it's like a meet up and it's a little bit of crack or whatever, but sometimes we do have those ones where even from the start it goes quiet and then you know it's going to be a good. When it's silent and everybody's just pacing around,
Love that.
you know it's going to be a good one. So we
That's
do
the,
get
that's the
those
quiet
ones
before the
instead.
storm. That is.
Well, yeah, it is, isn't it? That's the old saying, isn't it? But yeah, it's
Yeah.
always a good one when there's a little bit of silence. I think everybody's getting a
Well,
little bit nervous. A good nervous. You know the nervous that I mean, like before legs or whatever,
know-
your butthole starts to
You know what's
tick and all that
coming.
kind of stuff.
You know what's coming.
Yeah.
I
It's
like it
like, it's
because
like you can imagine the lads in the trenches in the First World War when they're waiting for that whistle. Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, fuck you know what's coming.
yeah,
But I mean, nowadays, you know, I go into the gym. I go into the gym to train. I don't go into the gym to social. However, it is nice to. Years ago, I used to wear a cap, and my cap used to be down
it's just no eye contact.
because I never used to like.
Oh, we've lost him.
Oh no.
We're having a gem of a story coming out.
Oh no.
Sorry, I used to wear the cap.
Conversation skills and vocabulary range there's never been good anyway. So
Leroy, sorry, mate. We lost you.
Rewind.
You said you froze when you said I used to wear a cap down, and then you froze,
Yeah,
so we lost you.
Yeah, I used to wear a cap down over my eyes just so I very rarely make eye contact with people. Because I was there, I just go in there, try and get out. Even now, I'm still the same. I'll go to the gym, put my earplugs in, and I'll try. And the odd time you look up and there'll be someone there like trying to go, and give them a friendly nod and all that. And then when I finish training and we're at the counter or something, I'm washing my hands and whatever. Then yeah, by all means, I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah,
but some people think they he's fucking ignorant, he's arrogant.
Just focused, isn't it? Just focused.
Yeah, I've said this many times lately, and pretty much everybody who's serious in the gym, you're kind of a different person in the gym than you're out of the gym. It's two different people, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, James.
Yeah.
I
had the same.
Sorry.
That's cool.
I think we need to like normalize the sentence, because I was talking about it with my wife today actually about people coming and talking to you, and she gets it a lot. Girls talk a bit more sometimes, and we were thinking of like the perfect sentence to say to someone that isn't rude but means fuck off. Like that's like that.
We did have a T-shirt done, didn't we? We did have a T-shirt done.
Yeah.
But I came up
training.
Yeah.
Fuck off! I'm training. My manners will return when I'm done. That was sort of had on the back.
So mine was, I really want to have this conversation. I'd love to talk to you about this, but right now I'm not going to. Well, right now I'm training. I think that's like the best balance. Like I do want to talk to you, but I just don't want to talk to you now. Because people do, they come and they trap you and they pull you out. And it doesn't, like, I go to the gym to escape the outside world. Although I enjoy parts of the outside world and want to talk about gerbil fighting or whatever someone's really in need of talking to me about. But when I'm dragged away, it can actually fuck the whole session, because then I'm thinking, oh, I haven't put the thing on, or I haven't done this, or I've got work to do, or it can pull me out of the whole reason that I'm there. You know,
I feel like mine's like, I'll just use the pro bodybuilder as an excuse to be like, I'll talk to you after work.
Oh,
yeah, I see. Yeah, see, that's better, Dan.
And they'll be like,
yeah.
work, and I'll be like, yeah, it's my job.
Oh, yeah,
play that card, try to be like, there we go. But yeah, no, honestly, it does do that. Like you say, you go to the gym to lock in your mind into a certain mindset that gives you a break from your daily kind of endeavors and thoughts. So then if someone makes enough noise and it pulls you out of that focus, then all those other sounds that you tried to put aside start getting in, and you're like, well, this is fucking shit. Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I know people like that don't get it. Will be just like, that's lame. That's stupid. But It is that serious. Most people that go to the gym aren't there to just, or didn't start to just look a certain way.
Oh, that's majority.
Yeah, the majority of someone, because what we do is fucking mental. No one does that to just like have some abs. Like no one pushes it like that. It is an escape. People don't realise that it is a big deal. Because without the training, we'd probably be on a very different path of destruction.
Yeah, but also like just to be able to, the most of our days is spent being pulled left, right, up, down, every fucking direction by someone, a message, a call, family member. It's the one place where you should be able to just put some music in your ear and focus in on what you're hearing there and now. One thing, and just be all about one thing for a few hours, because the rest of the day is about everything. So it's just a chance to like zone in, I suppose, because you don't zone in at any other time of the day. It's all just too much noise.
Yeah.
And that feeling of zoning in, that concentrated attention, is a very nice feeling to have, because it also makes you feel quite accomplished when you finish with it. So I don't know. I think it's very important for us all to have that, whether it be going to the gym or doing whatever. Like whatever makes you zone in, just fucking do it.
Yeah,
It
man.
is very frustrating when someone takes you out of that zen like experience that is training.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you saw a Buddhist monk and he's there meditating, you wouldn't just go and kick him in the face.
Give him a tap on the shoulder. Hello, mate. How you doing? He's like, you just wouldn't do it, would you?
Yeah, how many crossed legs have you got left on that mat?
Yeah. Interesting. Looking at it like that. So,
Anth, I want to know about America. I want to know.
Let's just quickly speak about the New York Pro, because I just read before that there was 1 point between Nick and Martin.
Yeah, 1 point pre, 1 point finals.
What, in the same direction, or did they switch?
Same direction.
Oh, I thought Martin looked a little bit better at finals from what I saw.
Yeah, it was 1-1. So he scored 5-5, and then Nick scored 4-4.
Yeah.
So that means.
Do you think, James, that it could be possible that Martin could overtake? Actually, so Martin hasn't qualified yet, then, has he? No, he has, because he won Detroit.
Yeah, he has. He won Detroit. Yeah.
So do you think they could swap at the Olympia? Do you think that would actually happen? Do you think that would be allowed, so to speak? Because Olympia is known for the mass monsters. Let's face it. Even though you got Derek Shaw, Harry Shaw, they are fucking packed to the gills with tissue. So
it's not out of the realms of possibility. It's a hard task because the amount of muscle that Nick has, and if you've only got till now to the Olympia to try and match that, it's going to be a hard job for anybody, because that's such a short window. The only way I see it happening right now is that if Nick isn't quite on at the Olympia.
Yeah.
I do think, however, Martin's very young and very fresh. Martin in a year, 2 years, well, anything's possible. So I think it's just a matter of time for him. But I don't see it happening now. But it's not out of the realms of possibility. And I wouldn't want Martin to hear that and be like, oh, well, I can't because people think I can't. No. You can. Don't listen to old farts like me. I'm just saying it's a big task, but maybe that task is something that he can do, because Nick is, again, the amount of tissue he has on his body, there's only a few people that can compare to that in this world. And they're the guys that are on the Olympia stage that are perhaps placing 2 spots above him.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard. But I'm always like this as well. There's trends in shows. Depending on the lineup, it also determines how things look and how they're judged. If you've got physiques around you that benefit your physique because they kind of more comparable, you can land right at the top of the Olympia, or you can land right at the bottom. If the trend of the Olympia becomes one about more aesthetic, more streamlined, but with bulbous muscle bellies, and there's a few people in the lineup that have that and it's getting rewarded, it'll push someone up like Martin into that realm because he's similar. If they're going more for the mutant look, then you'll notice that the people around him that place will probably be similar to him in regards to muscularity and condition. So I've always said it's weird because shows are really determined by who gets there in the lineup, because it can sway.
Yeah,
it can sway either way. You either stand out because of your differences, or or your differences hurt you, depending on the lineup.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's not.
The judges have to be kind of consistent along the kind of
exactly.
Choices, haven't they? Yeah, well, they don't have.
But also, each show has different trends, don't they? Like New York's typically like
monsters.
Yeah, like mutants.
Well, I realized that with New York after I've been there myself. I saw Juan Morel win, and then obviously Nathan won the year where he was at his biggest. I just noticed that a lot of the time when bodybuilders were coming in really full and much, that was a show they would take title home from. So I definitely think New York is like the mass show. And I do think that carries over to I think New York has the most similar judging to the Olympia. Personally. Yeah.
Right, Dan. What would you like? What would you like to know about it? I know what you want to know about them.
Well, I don't want to know now. Well, I don't know. I want to know the good bits first. What was it like being in Metroflex? Could you smell?
Oh man, that gym's like a different breed. It's like, dare I even say this? It's comparable, possibly even better than Temple. Just I don't know. It just gives us a certain energy, doesn't it, James? It's strange. I can't explain it. It's just I haven't felt like that for a long time. Obviously, semi-retired, all that shit. But it's rare that I got that feeling when as soon as the car door opened, I was like, "Fucking, let's go!" Like, "Fucking, come on!" Just that. It's been a while, and luckily we had a pretty decent session that day. But unfortunately, I didn't get to train the rest of the week.
Pretty decent session. There was a little bit of influence from a certain ingredient in a pre that might have done
yeah, we had. I had serving a branch once pre-workout, and unfortunately, it's really good. It just has an ingredient that doesn't agree with me. I don't agree with your homie at all. And when we were at the house, I was like, "Oh, it's got your homie in it." Didn't really take that. I was like, fuck it, we'll try it. And I was like, well, I mean, I felt like sick.
We're like,
I
when
was
in
going to throw up from
Texas.
the first exercise, but I didn't want to say like, "Oh, I love your pussy training with James," and the guy was filming. And I just feel when I was strapped with my straps on the lat pull, I was like, "Whoa!" Like you get that watery mouth and you spit in the water. And then it's like it was like 1,000 degrees as well.
Oh, mate.
Every time I was having a drink of it, I was like,
sweat.
"Oh, fucking shit."
How hot was it?
I don't know degrees wise, but to be honest, honestly, it wasn't as hot as I thought it was going to be, but it was fucking hot. I mean, I had a lumberjack shirt on for some weird reason. I just wanted to get out a lumberjack shirt in the video, Leroy, and I had a gas vest underneath though, and then gas shorts. But it was fucking hot.
That gym, yeah, like it's the only gym that I can excuse being a tip. Like I don't care that it's so messy. I'm like, I love the fact that it's such a like almost shithole. Like I really like it. And any other gym, I wouldn't accept that. But because I know the history of that gym, and I know whose hands have touched those bars and barbells and dumbbells, I'm all for it, man. And I go in there and I just feel like a kid in I don't know, it's like you're in a playpen and there's just loads of things to play with around you and you just want to pick everything up and put it down. It's marvelous. And then the music's literally blaring and it's all the tracks that you hear on the Ronnie Coleman, mock videos. And you're just it's almost like you're back in time to a greater time. The heyday of the bodybuilding that we know, which is the 90s and then early 2000s. And you just feel like you're one of them guys. Yeah, I'm in it. I'm here now. And you got a mad pump anyway because it's so warm. So you're dilated to fuck. Vessels are like, you look like you're 50.
I think you put about 20 pounds on, James, in the world.
Dude,
I was like,
you literally do within the first set. You're just like, oh, and then you're all for it because your joints are lubricated and warm. Brian's sitting behind his desk and Brian's just a fucking badass from back in the day. Oh, I don't know. I just love it. And all the graffiti on the walls and the pictures. You go to the shitter and there's loads of pictures of Branch Warren as a teen with a better physique than I've got now, staring at me like, do your work, boy. I'm like, fuck. Like you're just motivated when you're in there, dude. You look around and you're just excitable kid. So I love it. And you pull up, like Dab said, and the music's blaring, the shutters are up. You look in and you're just like, oh, I'm going in there.
Oh,
you can't explain. You really can't explain it till you actually visit. It's like one of those. Like I know people say, "Oh, you have to be there," but that is one of those scenarios where you really have to be there. Dan, you would fucking love it. So would you really? Why? It's just people are there to train. That's it.
It's the energy, isn't it? And somehow, like without being too trippy, some places just harbor energy. It's like it's been expelled in that space, and it's still there.
Dude,
that's definitely a real thing. That is definitely a real thing.
You pull up outside of this place, and if you didn't train that day, you only want to train that day. And I would commit a whole prep there. Like I would, if I didn't have to be here, I would get a little B&B across the road from that fucking place, and I'll do a whole year there and do the Arnold next year. That's how much I think it would be fucking beneficial. Oh, yeah. I'd give up. I'd be away from home just for that shit.
Oh, mate.
Sorry, Yannick, I'll be back in 12 weeks. I'll see you.
Yeah. No, I'll be back in 12 months.
Look after the cat.
I'm
Take care of the cat.
I'm doing the old, yeah. Amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate,
Mr. Davis, when we're fixed up, we definitely have to go to Texas. It's only 10 hours on the plane. I know you'll have a good long flight.
We'll just save and make sure we all go like in a comfy class, in comfy carriage.
comfy. God, I'll certainly need.
Yeah, man.
Then they had
So
the
worth it.
Metroflex Plano, which is like a cleaner version of Arlington, but that had some really nice old school kit in there, like Body Masters, Paramount, Flex Fitness.
Yeah, great stuff.
Just I didn't think I saw a bad piece of equipment in there. It was just really good kit.
Yeah, Plano is where I trained with Branch quite a bit, and yeah, it's just like a more modern Metroflex. It has all the same kind of, it has a lot of the same feel, and I think it's a good. It's not Metroflex Arlington because that's the one-off, but damn, it's a good, side gym. If you wanted to have a pretty side gym, that's the side gym.
I think it's because it's a little bit. I think it's because it's a little bit smaller, a little bit more closed in. And I had this discussion with Michael about destination. He said the same thing. Like what I was concerned about when we opened Ultraflex, with it being such a large space, it is
Take away a
harder
bit
to kind of
sometimes.
capture the atmosphere a little bit. And Michael said he was kind of frustrated with the large space. But I thought destination was a good gym. Some good, really good equipment in there. Good like hardcore music and stuff. Because the music, again, Mike, we spoke about this as well. The music does make a big difference to when you walk in a gym, doesn't it? If it's like, what the fuck is this, like cheesy shit, fucking whatever,
Yeah.
it does have an impact as soon as you
Bedroom
walk through the
music.
door.
I'll call that bedroom music. Fucking
Yeah, no.
bedroom.
If it's not some sort of like, it's got to be some sort of like rock, really. To be fair, something with a bit of kick to it, a bit
Energy.
of aggression. Otherwise, yeah, I just can't be doing it. Can't be doing sleepy R&B and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Like my old Jim Kings just started playing only R&B, and then I was like, what the fuck? I can't do this anymore. Like I'm there to train, not to like have sex. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I need, I want to be like, come on, motherfucker. And if anyone trains and doesn't like that stuff, then you must be wired a bit weird, in my opinion.
I don't mind a bit of gangster rap. I don't mind a bit.
Oh no, rap's cool. I love rap. It's R&B. I can't do the whole like.
Yeah, no, but like rock or something. It needs to be aggro. I like a bit of drum and bass, but
Expression.
yeah, it does make a difference. That's why they bring the headphones in.
I mean, with gym owners, when the selection of music, if they select the music and then they walk around their gym, and everyone's got fucking earphones in, and there's a problem with the music. Because I hate training with earphones in. Because when I'm training with somebody, I want to be able to communicate with them. See, I don't want to keep having to take my fucking earphone out and put it back in again. However, you got to wear them because the music's fucking shit.
Yeah, it's a nuisance,
it is a tough
isn't
one. It is a real tough one as a gym owner because you can never keep everybody happy. And I always say to
you got to keep everyone happy. I appreciate that.
Try and place something in the middle. Unless someone comes in for a specific visit or a session, like when you come, Leroy, you might say, right, stick that on. It's not a problem. We'll stick that playlist on. But it is a tough one because it's such a wide array of people that you can't keep everybody happy. So we try and switch it around a little, but something in the middle. So nothing, no, you say bedroom music, but not something like in Scooter back to the UK. That's just too much. It's
in
like
fact,
something in the middle.
we were blessed with the playlist when we visited the shed, weren't we?
Yeah, we had control. If I remember, I can't remember. I think I had control. I just said, "What do you want?"
We had, I think, Yannick
put the Team
Team Nasty playlist.
Yeah, your playlist. Yeah, because you know what, in the gym, if I'm honest, I'm at that point because it's still early in its days. I've established the sound, so I'm like, there ain't no going back, guys. Sorry. So it's kind of like for me, I'm in a fortunate position where I've kind of set the tone, and then the ones that are wearing headphones already are the ones that I'm like, yeah, it's okay, you can wear your headphones.
It's my
because it's got to go one way or the other. So
start strong.
The only time we have some weird shit going on is sometimes when Jordan comes in. He's got this like thing for like weird classical stuff because it gets him emotional and it makes him lift heavy. So it might switch the soundtrack to something that sounds absolutely bizarre for an hour, and it's like, whoa, this is trippy. But there's sometimes a bit of Hans Zimmer in there and stuff like that. But it's all like no lyrics, like deep thought music, and it's like, whoa. But that's the only time really I kind of change the music sometimes.
I had Yeah, I'd wondered about that because I know that he goes for like emotional, like orchestral. I'm kind of down with it. I've never experimented with it, but I can
I
see
do like a
it.
bit of Hans Zimmer. I like a bit of Hans Zimmer. Time. That's one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah.
Sometimes
So that'll be on.
if
That'll be on.
I'll listen to it at home. I wouldn't listen to it kind of in the gym type of thing. But
Mm.
if I'm at home or if
Yeah,
I'm
no, that.
meltdown, I'll just put something on.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to it today. Like, oh, no, I haven't really.
It's one of them. It's one of them emotional ones, isn't it? You think of the
No, but as much as I didn't
films that.
see that much of Texas, I really like the place. The people are nice. They're not overly American. I hope that doesn't sound offensive to Americans, but I think you know what I mean. Like
Well,
some like California or like New York, like people are very in your face, very like I don't want to say pestering you, but like kind of won't leave you alone. Whereas Texas was very laid back. Like where we stayed, James, was absolutely desolate. It was like so quiet, really nice.
yeah.
The area we were in Plano, I love the place. Like I say, as much as we only really got to James's favorite breakfast haunt first. Oh,
Well,
I will remember. You know,
this is funny.
first,
This guy can't even remember where we go. He can't even remember where we go for breakfast.
first place. It's
You do
still
that all.
on, isn't
You
it?
said that like 7 times, dude. What do I do with my
We've
eyes? What do
spoken
I do with
about
my
it
eyes?
today.
What do I do with these? What am I
First
doing?
watch. Sorry, for some
There you
reason I just
go.
could not remember. Every day I could not remember this place. First watch. James's
Yeah,
favorite
first watch for
breakfast haunt.
breakfast. I love it. You can't say you didn't enjoy it.
No, it was very nice. I think we went to first watch the gym and Super Target because James was excited to go to Super Target.
I love
Yeah,
Target.
it was about it. Yeah, wasn't it?
The Yeah, I didn't get to go any. I like going to game shops, but I didn't want to be that guy. Drag these two. Imagine me dragging him and Charlie to like retro game stores. Hey boys, I thought no, I won't do that this time. I'll warm it up. Like if we go again, then I'll, you know.
Oh well, I'll come with you if I manage to wangle in. I'll
Oh
come
mate,
to game stores.
absolutely, so worth it. There was we didn't obviously manage to do loads of seeing things around, but there is lots to do in Texas. Obviously, when Branch is around, he wasn't around for this one because he was at his show in Denver, unfortunately. But if he's around it, he has a place to do shooting, which is obviously really cool to do. And then he has a ranch with horses and stuff. So I don't know. There's just a lot going on over there. That's why I like going there personally, because obviously Destination Dallas is there, and that's the GAS HQ office. So you're basically just home from home, and the guys look out for you. Michael cooked dinner for us. He done us some steaks, which were amazing. His son Edmund done us some burgers. We had a couple of nights at Michael's chilling outside. I'm sure Anth will tell you more about that. Just really pleasant evenings, really. Well,
yeah, big shout
pleasant.
out to Michael and the guys from Gas and his family. They're all very friendly, very welcoming, and yeah, the food was top notch. There was a little bit of a battle between burgers versus
father and son.
Yeah, it's like, but I had to be honest. Just because Michael's chief of Gasp, he did pick the post. But there, yeah, Leroy, you'd like a bit of Gasp steak. It was like organic kind of. Yeah, it was really nice out there. But yeah, big thanks to Michael and the guys at Gasp for.
Is it cheap? Is it cheaper out there? Is it like mid America cheaper than like the coast?
I mean, you were looking at the properties and stuff, right? I mean, the place where we stayed, property-wise, was huge. Really nice house. To get that back here, you probably start like $1.5 million, wouldn't you, James? 1.5.
Yeah, definitely. Whereas it costs about 800,000.
Yeah, it was a big old house. Really, really nice estate as well. But from the consensus I get is a lot of guys are moving to Texas because of the property prices and stuff being a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and because
Texas
is
like
such a large
day-to-day
space.
stuff, probably just the same as back home since the dollar's so shit against the pound, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like food shopping's roughly the same.
Yeah.
I think like if you go like LA or like Miami or whatever, like the day-to-day stuff is mental.
Yeah, I haven't been to those places for so long. Yeah, because I haven't been there for so long, I don't remember what they cost. But Anth buys bought like 100 Celsius drinks, so he probably spent his savings on Celsius drinks and whatever else. What else did you buy? What other drinks? We ended up donating half our food in the end.
Yeah, we bought loads of
so much.
Like kilos of chicken and steak and stuff, and yeah, my trip kind of went downhill slightly after we popped the tricep, so I think I was only eating like 2 meals.
Should we talk about what went downhill and how, what happened?
It's not a lot to talk about really. So we trained back on the first day. Had a pretty decent session. Was warming up for the chest day at Destination. Honestly, I did like a full dynamic warm up, like laterals, curls, like fucking all that rotator cuff stuff, all the kind of bells and whistles you do. Then I did we were doing like shallow incline dumbbell. So I did like a set with 20s, 40s, 60s, 80s, 100s. So I did 5 warm-up sets. And I went to do the 140s, which is, it's heavy for me
Pretty
nowadays.
standard procedure.
It's not like, it's like a 10 repper. And it just, I think it was the 5th or 6th rep, the left elbow just popped.
Started
And
popped, didn't
that
it?
was it, game over. But it was weird that the elbow was like, so I took my elbow sleeve off because I don't wear particularly tight elbow sleeves. I don't like them too tight. So I slid it off. And my elbow was like huge within like 10 seconds. It was like a massive, like 4 times the size elbow. And that's kind of what I'm concerned about now, because the triceps quite painful, don't get me wrong, but the elbow's extremely painful and it's still massively swollen. So I've been doing a little bit of looking online, and there's a kind of there's something on your elbow. I can't remember the name of it now. It's quite a long word. I'm hoping that isn't injured, because that's where most of the pain is coming from, is the elbow. And if you remember, I did say, James, I said it felt like the elbow went, not the tricep.
Yeah.
So anyway, the guy had a look at it on Monday, because we had a bit of a carry on getting back. Our flights got delayed. It would have had to happen in Dallas, like anywhere. I could just snap an arm. Like at home, fair enough, but like, we were there. We were supposed to be doing 4 days of filming with gas. I only got to train once. I did 1 set of dumbbell press, I guess, so like 1 and a bit. But it's just not like in America, because obviously it's not the same. You can't just go to the hospital or whatever. I did try and call somewhere. They said they'd get me on Monday, but I just had a hang fire to do it when I got home. But our flight got cancelled, so I was home a day late. And I understand, like with a tricep rupture, the goal is to get it repaired within like 1 to 2 weeks, or it doesn't heal correctly. So it was like a week yesterday I did it. But yeah, I went to see someone near Manchester on, what day was it? Let me think here. What day we're on now? Oh, what day on now? It was Friday. So
Sunday.
Friday I went on Friday to see somebody. They confirmed that this, they think it's torn, the medial and lateral head. But he said, we need to do an MRI. So I had the MRI when I was there. I'm back on Monday to get some blood work done, and obviously some swabs and stuff. And hopefully surgery Tuesday. So that would be in the like kind of within the 2-week kind of bracket to get it repaired. So yeah, it's just shit that happened over there. It is definitely torn.
Is it off the bone?
Yeah, he said it looks like a full rupture, but I won't get the confirmed till I get the MRI results on Monday. But yeah, when I lift the arm, it just flops.
Surely better, because it's
that's better to take it off the bone, isn't it?
Not a belly tear. Yeah.
It's easy to repair, isn't it? Because you just pull it on and like pin it onto your screw into your elbow, don't you? So fingers crossed it isn't just a simple full rupture, which that would be the better option than a partial tear or whatever. But yeah, just shit that it would have happened there when I was over there to train with James and Charlie, and we're in the States and all that kind of shit. Because it did put obviously a big damper on the trip, but we'll just go back when we're all fixed up, and we'll have a full team nasty visit. We'll give Leroy a pint of milk with some drugs in and a hamburger, like on the 18. Again, on plane. And we'll just scoot him in the cargo. We'll just not tell Manny till he's over there. Yeah, that was it. Texas was a great place. Just unfortunately, I didn't get to do what I went over there to do. But to be fair, the main reason I went was to train at Metroflex Arlington before we were complete. So that's one ticked off the bucket list.
Yeah, and we did get that workout in. We did get it filmed. It's been doing the rounds on YouTube, and people seem to like it. So that's actually on the official Gasp channel, and I even like watching that one because I feel like we both have such good energy. Like not often you like watching your own shit, but I watched that one and I'm like, this is good. So definitely worth checking out. I
actually watched it, and I did want to go and train, James. So that's always what I want to achieve when we do a training video. If you watch it and want to go and train, then we've won.
It came up quick.
Dan must have failed. Yeah, props to Nick. He's on the ball. He had it up like the same day. I think it was the next day. It was pretty quick.
It was so good because we got that conversation in with Brian, and that's like amalgamated into the video, overlaying it, and it was some real, just like a real pleasure to share some time with Brian and him to be so patient, because we live in a time where people are so in themselves. Normally, all the younger people like don't really pay attention to you, whereas spending time with Brian and him actually feeling really engaged. It was nice for me to experience. I think Anth will say the same. And, he was enjoying himself talking to us without being like, oh, I've got things to do. So it was a pleasure. It was a real pleasure.
I think it was awesome that he's actually on there working the full shift, because I said, like,
He loves it.
Brian, will you be around when we finish training? He's like, yeah, I'm here all day. I'm on shift all day. Like, he's still there sitting in his little seat with his leather jacket hung over the back with all these photographs and stuff.
Yep.
He fucking loves it, man. You can tell he still loves it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
It's tremendous. Trying to think.
Anyway, Dan, you were invited, Dan. You declined. You were invited, but you declined.
Just wasn't viable at the time. Which, yeah. But
we'll make it viable.
If there's a return, yeah, I'd love to come and
there's definitely a return. Trust me. We got unfinished business. It will be a YouTube video that says Bale's unfinished business.
Yeah, I'll document the tricep repair. Hopefully it goes out. I don't have much luck when it comes to surgery. Fingers crossed, touch wood. And like Leroy says, I'm the most unluckiest person in the world. Okay. I am when it comes to injuries. I would like to think you'd never see me doing anything stupid in the gym or sloppy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I sometimes train a little bit explosive, but every time I've been injured, it's never been doing something stupid or like, oh yeah, let's throw another fucking 10 on there or whatever. I always do a little bit under, if anything, when I'm traveling and stuff, and I was being sensible. Maybe it was because of lack of sleep. Maybe it was because, like, I did some deadlifts the day before, and we've spoke about this before, and when it pulls on your tricep tendon, like, I felt a little bit of pulling on that on the elbow, like. But hey, if it's ready to go, it's ready to go. So, and I think that's not going to do some full deadlifts.
Yeah,
in Ronnie Coleman's gym, even though it was only for 5 plates. Never mind shit.
I mean, most stories about there are a few obviously exceptions to this, but a lot of people that test stuff off, like Flex had it recently. It's not a good story of like, yeah, I was doing this massive weight. It's usually like I wasn't playing it safe, or when I tore my adductor, it was like I was doing high reps. My knee was a bit dodgy.
Yeah. It's never worth the story.
It's never like.
It wasn't a world record attempt or anything, you know.
Yeah, it's always something. Do you remember Daz Ball? Didn't he like tore his tricep off because he like pulled a paper towel out of the dispenser too hard?
Oh wow!
Like, imagine the resistance. That was what did it. The resistance of the paper towel. That was what.
Yeah, it's always something that's standard procedure that shouldn't cause such an issue.
Yeah, I'll just say, like James said on Instagram, I'll just say I was pressing the 200s prior, and that wore the tricep out.
Yeah.
You were.
I think you did the 190s, didn't you, James? 190. Yeah, I was fucking James on the 190 that stressed the left arm out, so it's James's fault.
It's my fault. It's me. I did this to you.
It's Guy's sister Nino's fault for not hooking me up with some uprising. So
it's Guy for not fucking turning up.
I think I had about 5 hours sleep all week. It's fucking horrendous.
Yeah. Guy, I'm never going to forgive you. You said you're going to be in Texas, you bastard. You owe us.
And Jose said he was going to be there to give me a cuddle, so never mind. Next time, Raimondo.
These Americans, eh? Just don't turn up one time.
The American time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else has gone on over the course of the week. We're all back
I'm just thinking, because
now.
obviously I've been in sort of tricep out mode, so I haven't really done much, to be fair, because it was like 3.5 hour drive to get there and back. Then back there on Monday. So, and then I've been on dad duty all weekend. So, what's happening? You're on McNabb. You're being was it 268 this morning?
278.
See, I just started winding up there.
Yeah,
I'm not heavy at the moment. And I don't really know like why, but I feel like all right. I'm not fat. I'm not massive. Things feel like okay. Obviously, like last year was just a bit shit, so I'm just trying to rebuild the patterns that I lost through the injury, and I hope that I can iron that out and then make an advancement with being like 40 next month. And if I can, then wicked, then I'll do a show, and if I can't, then I'll probably do a show anyway.
Yeah, I'll do a show. If I can, I'll do a show. If I can't, I'll do a show.
Yeah,
really do shows.
You don't know until you get on stage, you know. Like you can, it's like talking about off season. It's like you need just a certain amount of faith. If I do this better and stuff, because you can't really gauge. You can't really gauge if the face. If I make it hard enough, something will happen. As long as I don't get hurt, and then on stage, then you'll know.
Yeah, you don't know until you're standing next to other people, do you?
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, with the injury, I'm kind of like, if I put it in the diary, I'm not going to pull out of a show. Even when it was like I was getting lean, I was like, there's some missing stuff here. I was already in the book. I was already on that trajectory.
Because you're a proper bodybuilder. I was the same with the Arnold.
Yeah, like
book yourself in, you're turning up.
Yeah, there's like, and I think that you kind of need that to get over the other hurdles, like the prep is. It's set. It's like when people say, "Oh, but you choose to do it," and it's like, no, that's past. I chose to do it. Now it's not a choice.
Yeah,
I chose to do it when I chose, but now actually it's as needed as breathing in and out. It's not an option, and so yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I feel that way about shows. I feel like you say, once you've, assigned yourself to it, then that is already a day in a diary that exists now. It might as well be Mother's Day.
Yeah,
it's not going, so you
Yeah.
might as well just get to it and do it, and don't be a bitch about it.
Yeah.
And I always look at, like, there's other people that have had injuries and still done it. So I'm like, why the fuck can't we? So you look at Dorian, you look at Branch.
Yeah.
Branch 6 months after tearing quad off the bone wins the Arnold Classic for a second time.
Why didn't they look worse?
You can see it, but it's just the rest of him was just so fucking good.
Yeah, but it's like I expect, he's going to come on stage after that injury and they're just going to be dead.
I know. But that just shows how, relentless some people are.
Yeah. Like it was, and obviously they were a strength. Like,
yes,
someone had like some shit legs and they got injured, they probably really would be shit.
Yeah.
But because they were the original Quadzilla, wasn't they? Really?
Yeah. That's always a good one if you do get a moment to spend with Branch and you ask about that time when he explains that Trish, he's basically made the decision to do the Arnold Classic for a second time, and Trish didn't have any resistance. She went, all right, whipped off to the kitchen, comes back with a massive bowl of food, says, "Better start." Bam. She didn't even say no. Do you think you can? No. She just went and made the food, brought it in and put it on his lap and said, "Let's go."
Yeah,
man.
That's the type of support you need in your corner, isn't it? Really, if you're going to be at that level. Did you think we could persuade 100%. You a trip to Texas, Leroy, if we drugged your milk, or is it just too long of a flight for you these nowadays? Come on,
how many hours now?
About 4.5, I think it is. On Concorde.
On Concorde, yeah.
It's like 9. It's like 9. But they've got good movies, Leroy. They've got good movies.
There's hope.
Yeah, they've got Gone with the Wind, all the stuff you like.
I had this conversation with my lads the other day about flying. He said, "Oh, Dad's scared of flying." No, I flew around the world. I've never been scared of flying. But what changed my view on flying is taking the family on holiday. So all you and all your family are sat in this plane, which is, you've got no control over what's going to happen. You've got no control over nothing. And I just had this fucking thought that if anything goes wrong and we go down in this plane, me and all my family, I've got to look my kids in the eyes and say, "This is it, lads. We're not going to."
Sorry, lads. This is it.
And it's my fault on the plane.
Well, that's why it's good to come with your friends and then your family is safe at home.
But now my kids are bigger and older, and they fly off on their own now. We don't.
Oh, fuck them.
I'm a bit better about flying. I just didn't like getting on the plane.
The boys would probably want to come to Texas, so that's the thing. So you'd be in that scenario again, Leroy.
Oh yeah.
But now you have grandkids to carry on the family tree now, though, aren't you? So anyway, please let's stop talking about dying on the plane.
Fucking hell, yeah. Look what he's done.
What I took from that is, as long as Leroy flies the plane, we're good. And I'm not
you like to be in control.
A parachute, and
all right. We'll all chip in for the hand luggage of a make together parachute.
Yeah, I would stay at that same house. You get like 10 people in there easy, couldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Little table in there, scissors in there, everything in there.
The house was perfect for a full party, put it that way.
We did get a bad review though, James, from the host.
Did you?
She said somebody used some of the shower gel.
No, fuck.
It was a bit of a weird scenario. So the lady with the Airbnb, so it was their house. It was their home, but they lived between two houses. So it had a big long list of rules, like no shoes in the house. Yeah, that's fair enough. No shoes in the house. A few other things, and one of the rules was, please do not use any of our toiletries because those are our toiletries in our house. Like, you would kind of think they would put them away in the cupboard, wouldn't you? I'll get the cleaner to put them away. Anyway, they left their toiletries out. And James was kind of using some of the shower gel, and I said, "Oh, listen, there's a rule that you don't use the shower gel."
Well, we're 3 days deep. With 3 days deep, then he tells me don't use the shower gel, and I'm like, I'm halfway through the fucking tub. I'm like, I've been scrubbing hard every night, having a lot, like 2 showers a day because we're training.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a weird rule, but never mind.
Yeah, you covered. If you do that often, you would have a cup, or you'd just be like, do use the shower gel. It's
I always thought that in a B&B, if something's out on the side, it's like a way of being like
help
courteous.
yourself.
Here you go, look after
James
yourself.
is sorting
make
his
sure you're
balls up in someone else's fucking shower gel.
clean. Literally.
He's using the toothbrush like on his bell end.
I even use the shampoo on my beard, rinsing the shampoo.
Sorry about that, Megan, but no, we got a good review. She said we respected her property very nicely, so
That's
we are
we are
welcome back. We are welcome back.
She'll never know the true events, but it's all good. We had a good time. We had a good time.
That's
We
Story for
had a
another
chat.
time.
We were going to do some training and all that kind of stuff and get some other shit fired up. And then I tore my tricep, so that's going to have to be put on hold, unfortunately. So never mind.
Yeah.
But then again, James, by the time you have your little down phase with Stefan, because you're having a little pull back, aren't you, type of thing.
Yeah, literally. A few
Well,
months
according
in,
to Nathan, I'll be all Nathan's nuts, and he said you'll have your sling off in 3 days and back in the gym. I'm not a genetic freak like Nathan. He said,
oh yeah, I know. Yeah, he said about his surgeon, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't think it'll be that quick for me. And it might be for Nathan because he's just a fucking mutant, isn't he?
He's a freak.
He's tore his arms. You wouldn't even be able to tell. It's crazy.
Just grow another one.
Yeah, he's crazy. But yeah, it's probably going to be about 8 weeks or something in the sling, 6 to 8. Obviously, we cover a little bit slow with the whole diabetes bullshit. But yeah, maybe we get some fired up.
Is it your left arm?
It's the left, thank God.
What hand do you wipe your arse with?
He's a right-hander.
I just used the BD, Leroy. No, I am right-handed.
I use toilet paper myself.
Oh, the old dad joke. Honestly, you don't realise how much you need your other arm until you don't have it. Like the worst thing is like putting underwear on. It's like a fucking mission, like trying to get your boxer shorts on. And putting socks on. I think I was going to be wearing flip-flops for like 3 months now. This
is why I got the invite for the next Texas so that I can wipe Anth's ass.
That's it.
I thought you were moving to mine anyway, Dan, the next couple of months just to tuck me in and stuff. Yeah, it is going to be a bit of a fuck on, but yeah, like I say, it'll fly over. Hopefully it just quick repair and we're back to kind of loading it in about 6-8 weeks. I best load it
Ant's gonna have humongous legs in 8 weeks' time.
At least I can focus on the calf since you and Sue and Charlie were busting my ass about calves all holiday, James. Thanks for
that. Charlie's got really good calves. It's really annoying.
Yeah,
they can never be big enough.
No, I've just not been in that rat race. I remember it was lockdown. I was like, I'm going to train them every day.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I've tried that. It doesn't work, Dan, either. I've tried every day. Tried them every other day. I've tried them heavy, light. I've just tried
high reps. But I'm like, yeah. I mean, you say your calves are shit. Like mine are like shins. Like you remember when Dennis Wolf's calves fell off? Like that's what mine are like all the time.
It's when it's a shin at all angles.
Yeah, I can see.
So if you took a picture, no one know which side of your leg they're looking at.
That's me. Yeah.
You don't get that last rib with hardly any meat on it.
Yeah,
Dad's going to smash the house up now. You're going to see Ellis. Ellis going to have a black eye on her Instagram story.
Dad, you got good abs. It's all good. I don't have any, so you're fine.
Oh shit! Well, I'm not good now. Fuck off. Right, Big James. We will not keep you any longer, sir. Thanks for coming on, man. I know it was a little bit last minute impromptu.
No, pleasure, man.
Maybe we'll have a more planned out one next time. But,
well, it's nice. It's good to talk. We spoke about.
But just quickly before you go, though, James, I know you said to me that you and Stefan are just having a little bit of a pullback phase, and you're just kind of taking it easy for a little while and letting everything recover. Yeah.
You just basically taken that. Like, obviously, I was in prep, so dropped all the supplements that I was taking and barred a bit of testosterone. Being honest with you, and just let me do that for like 2 months. I had blood work done at the beginning. I'll get it done at the end. I think he's just trying to see some things go in the right direction, which apparently they already are. And I'm happy to do that. I'm not in a rush, man. Like I've always been like this. It's not how many shows you do, it's what ones you do and what ones you make an impact at. Because bodybuilding, you can be a very recognizable bodybuilder, having not done a lot of shows, but doing well at the ones that matter.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking about, I look at, for example, like, 10-year career, There's people like Kevin that have done treble the shows that he's done, but who's a more, I suppose, what's the word? I see my brain with bloody English today is really bad. Celebrated. Who's a more celebrated bodybuilder? The guy that won the bigger shows, even if there's less of them. So in my head, I'm like, before my career's done, I have a couple of goals with some big shows. And if I can get even one of them done, it'll be more for my career than another 3 pro wins of a standard level.
So, sorry, I wasn't being rude checking the phone there. I was just looking for that picture there. No, like I'm not kissing you. I don't kiss ass, James, but that's very impressive. That's one of the most impressive.
It was close. It was close to what needs to be, but like we said,
honestly, that all up there, like literally, that is like just lose a little bit of water, and it's there. Yeah, that's like Because I know you said you have a hard time between getting the fullness and the losing body parts being flat. So I think you're very, very, very like literally 95% close to there.
That Arnold was very close. It was just a bit more fluid to come off, and I know that because I could feel it and I could see it. How I felt full and felt confident, and the body parts were all pretty balanced.
Even the delts that you tend to lose a little when you're a little bit flat, they're there. So
the only thing at that show, surprisingly, that was a little bit down in volume was actually my actual back itself, and I think that's just because I should have done a couple of things pre-stage to get a bit of blood in there, and I just didn't. I did everything else. So you live and you learn. Not that it would have changed dramatically, but a little bit of blood in a certain area does go a long way. And I'm not talking about the old boy.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
I'm talking about the So that was really close. That look. So I think you said. Sorry, I'm just
sorry. It was just a private. We can't discuss this on the podcast.
God.
But we'll speak about it later. Sorry.
Save it for in a minute.
We'll do that when the camera stops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Like you said, I think 10 more pounds, and I think I'm the best I will ever be, as long as I hit the condition. We're going to get this wrapped up so we can hear what Anth has to say.
Sorry.
I just have one question about pulling back. Obviously, you said you put it back on the side.
Putting back what?
On trade. Don't include me in this.
All right.
Where you're pulling back? Are you pulling back training as well, like from?
I kind of have. Like I've just doing one set, but I do like a rest pause set. Like so, one set per exercise, just a rest pause, and that's kind of me.
So like one failure point.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I even have a few more days off if I need it. Like I used to do 2 on 1 off, but now if there's 2 on 1 on, I might do a 1 off again. Just go with how I feel. So I'm just trying to let the calories do the work. The food's slowly creeping up. I have put on some weight and it's moving in the right direction. And there is still presence of testosterone, so there's no reason to not try. But just being very mindful that what I'm trying to do right now is, it sounds weird, but just get like really fresh, like in here as well. Like actually like what I'm doing. So I'm training good. I'm training hard. I'm just pulled back a bit, and my weight's up a little bit. I think I was like 282 yesterday, and in all right shape. So I'll take that. It's like you said right now. I'm not there yet. I haven't pushed yet. I'm looking forward to like trying to pack on some fucking muscle and actually do something. But we're moving north slowly and sensibly. So fuck it, just take the time.
Being realistic, because those supplements have come down, you're not going to make massive jumps forward, are you? So it's not being lazy, it's just being realistic, which is a mistake I used to make when I was younger. I would like come off the supplements and think, oh yeah, I've got to train even harder now and eat even more food to keep the gains. Well, the reality is you've got to just
dig a hole if you do that, don't you?
Yeah.
So if I can hold a good level of whatnot right now, then when it comes time to, apply myself, then I will. But my brain feels good. People underestimate how, I always say it and I won't go into it. It's a topic for another time, but antibiotics have a really strong effect on your mental psyche. So it's just nice right now to have a really clear mind, being able to go abroad with people like yourself and actually enjoy my time and not feel like I'm cloudy, and just be present. So that's the best thing about right now. What are you
sorry, Jim, I'm not laughing at you. We'll do it when we get I do apologize.
You're giving me PTSD. Wait, you're giving me PTSD about something.
The thing that I'm very rude, but it's nothing to do with this, what you're talking about now. It's absolutely nothing. It's something that happened in Texas. You'll know what
That's
it
why I'm
is.
laughing.
You're going to have to clip all of this out because otherwise everyone's going to be like, the thing. We must know.
If it's
top
not that bad,
secret.
I'll mention it later.
If it's,
It's okay. It's
everyone's
not
going to
bad,
think it's
but
that episode of Peep Show. Which,
probably
if you
not
know,
PC to discuss it on this one. So yeah.
If Anth can't make eye contact with me on the camera, we know what's going on. That's what I'm going to say.
James did not bomb
All
me in the
right,
shower.
like and subscribe. Let's wrap this up before this gets really weird. Like
Yeah,
and
that's it.
subscribe and all that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
guys.